Hi, it's Mum reporting live on our adventures as we journey on site and online around Australia. Now, before we dive into today's update, the saga with the caravan continues. But I'll hold off going into that detail for just one more post because, trust me, there's going to be an inevitable explosion very, very soon. You will not want to miss it. But for now, let's focus on the present, and I have a treat for you today, BIG4 River Myall Resort in the quaint little town of Bulahdelah. Now, here's the thing. I read about a few complaints before we arrived. The big one. The fact that they charge per kilowatt hour for electricity. Initially, I was like, what? On top of what we are already paying. How rude. But then, I had a chat with the lovely lady at reception. And she explained it all to me. She told me that the general difference between a powered and an unpowered site is $20. But here's the twist, all the sites are priced as unpowered, and you just pay for the electricity you actually use. That means you could actually save money. At first, I was a little apprehensive. I like to keep the caravan nice and cool while I'm teaching. I use 2 screens in my office, and Darcy games every afternoon. The kids are online from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day, reconnecting with their friends. We are, without a doubt, the most teched-up, spec'd-up, travelling family you could imagine. So I wondered, how much would it cost? The grand total for 4 nights. $17.55. That's just $4.39 a day. For the most power-hungry travelling family you could possibly imagine. Seriously, have you seen the size of Darcy's gaming PC? My conclusion, metered power at caravan parks are so beneficial. I'm 100% on board. But what else did we do other than power up every device possible in our office on wheels? Well, Tom went off-road on the KTM and came back a bit worse for wear, but more on that in the coming posts. And the kids. They loved the massive big screen in the games room, although I wasn't so sure about the number of kids let loose on YouTube. Call me a helicopter parent, but some things you just can't unsee. We also spent some time brushing up on our pool table skills. We left our pool table back at the farm 6 months ago, so it was great to get back into it. The kids convinced us to join in some twilight water slide fun, and I must admit, it was actually pretty good. The basketball court was fantastic, probably the best we've seen at any park so far. Actually, the entire park was one of the neatest, cleanest, and newest we've been to. It had a real classy vibe. But the showers were a little limited. Only 6 ensuite-style rooms in the shower block for the entire park. That made life a little inconvenient at rush hour. Not a fan of that design, I can tell you. Then, the views. Oh, the views over the River Myall at sunset, so photogenic. But, just a side note, it wasn't actually on the river. It was a backwater that ended in a paddock. But still, it was gorgeous. Tom and I even spent some time walking along the river to the old disused marine area. It was a little sad really. The remains of a bygone era. A ghost-like party boat and all. Quite poetic actually. We also found a beautiful park up the hill with a skate park, fully paved paths, history boards, and modern facilities. Plus, we were right next to the Bulahdelah State Forest, which Tom found some pretty interesting backtracks through. And guess what? The BIG4 River Myall was within a quick walk of a bakery. Fresh bread, anyone? And Tom said the meat pies were rateable. There was also a twice-daily feeding of cute little farm animals. But yeah, nah, this option didn't rate much for these 2 kids who used to do farm animal chores every day and had to complain about it. Haha, can you imagine? So, what's the history of Bulahdelah? Well, it's all about mining. Alunite mining, to be exact. The town's mining started way back in the 1880s, and they even had a tramway. The trolley track was built in the 1900s, running down the incline to the Myall River Wharf. So, was Bulahdelah a winner? Absolutely. Was BIG4 River Myall a winner? 100%. Family rating for what we've seen so far, 9 out of 10. Have you got some great tits for us? Or places you'd recommend? Follow us on site and online around Australia on Facebook for all the photos. Or Instagram for the TLDR version. Or subscribe to YouTube to get the notifications. Alternatively, did you want to hear all the juicy gossip about what can and does go wrong with Supreme Caravans? I've got the scoop. Contact me directly. We have plenty of time to share all we know as we wander along because, to be honest, regardless of the very questionable purchases, ratings, and all that stuff, we are really just living the dream.